at this point in time, and I expect wonderful things to happen there in terms of taking over that borough, probably for the second time, I think, in the history away from the PNM. Andy?
Yes, yes. Well, what we're going to do is open the lines by the meanwhile. We're going to open the lines by the meanwhile. The lines are open. The lines are open. Numbers to call 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053. Send your WhatsApp voice notes to our WhatsApp voice notes to play from yesterday and all, but by the meanwhile, the lines are open. What's on your
Did you
front
get the
burner,
information you asked me for yesterday?
Eh?
Did you get the information you asked me for yesterday? Was it sent to you?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So people, of course, the lines are open, and clearly on the hustings, the PNM has gone insanely off the rocks. I suppose Dr. Rowley studied too many rocks. He's a volcanologist and a geologist, so I expected nothing different. But to be so all-pervasive and to be so poignant and so should I say intense is amazing, because I mean he lies. I mean the latest is that he said that on the postings that the Canadians are now saying if you're coming into Canada by air, there's no need for a visa. Dr. Rowley goes on a podium and says that that came as a consequence of Rowley talking to Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, on more than one occasion to make that happen. A total fabrication and figment of the man's pernicious, evil, and disreputable imagination, because that initiative by the Canadians is part of a policy taken by them, and over 30, well, in that particular case, Trinidad became part of 13 countries, both in the Caribbean and other parts of the world, that the Canadians have offered that initiative to, because Canada, as you know, is a very vast place. It is not well populated, it's sparsely populated, and they realize that they have to bring in more people who will provide expertise and the variety of abilities and profession in order to keep their society going. And as a result, the government of Canada took that decision to invite all of these people to come in without visa. Dr. Rowley takes that and say that he talk, and as a consequence, Trinidad and Tobago and he says it in the most, what I consider to be devastating, racially overtoned manner, because he said as well that those persons who would have sought residency, or should I say citizenship, in Canada, but talk Trinidad and Tobago, referring to the Indians, of course, but talk Trinidad and Tobago, and as a consequence, they impose visa restrictions on Trinidad. And he went now and talked to the Prime Minister on more than one occasion in order for them to ease and to lift this visa restriction. Dr. Rowley, oh gosh, you ain't tired? You ain't tired? You are a total and absolute victim, or should I say, exhibit a mythomaniac behavior that is unacceptable at this point in time, especially now in this election. You have lied to the people. You have lied. You had you could not have had any influence in opening visa opportunity by the Canadian government for Trinidadians, since a similar overture was made to the Vincentian, to I think the Seychelles, countries in Africa, and we can go on and on. More than 13 of them in the latest batch. And Dr. Ali capitalized on that, it reminds me of when he came from Guyana, and he said that the Bill Gates Foundation is providing Trinidad and Tobago with a not so insignificant. When you use two negative in a sentence, just like maths, you get a positive. So he's saying not insignificant means a significant amount of funds. And he spoke, and he went on to make it even nicer. He spoke with the United Nations General Secretary on the matter. And then by midnight, he had to say that somebody duped him, somebody fooled him, somebody tried to con the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and force him to make a statement like that he had to rescind a little later when he realized that they were looking for money from him as opposed to providing money to him. And not Bill Gates, but some conman, some scam agency to which Dr. Rowley became a victim. I mean, come on. People, this man is toxic. His party needs to be relegated to the dustbin of political history. And we on the ground report are saying, and we pride ourselves of being well versed and well accurate with the issues, and therefore Dr. Rowley and they are no good for Trinidad and Tobago. They are a threat to our democracy, threat to our economy, threat to the development of the country, threat to education, threat to agriculture, threat to the established mechanisms for a society to function optimally, and they therefore must be relegated to the dustbin of political history in this country. There is no other choice the electorate has but to do their duty, not only to themselves and this generation, but for future generation, and to make certain that that kind of evil is totally eliminated from the psyche of the people. We have enough challenges and problems to have this unnecessary burden to contend with at this point in time.
So true. A pleasant good morning to you, caller.
Good morning.
A pleasant good morning to you, Andy, Mikey, Lennox, Cuff, and to everybody out there. First, I want to ask the CARICOM leaders, how are you feeling to see that all you come here for a weekend jaunt, right? So much of money was spent on crime symposium and then this anniversary, and nothing came out of it. How are you feel? It was just one big lie with the boys and the girls? That to see nothing come out of it, and our country are washed with blood, and we have a Prime Minister and a Minister of National Security just ignoring the situation, and then we have members of Parliament, his colleagues, talking about they support him because he's doing a very good job. These people have no shame, they have no shame. On our next issue, Andy, I'm asking Lennox if he can find out about this first, please. I am hearing that Daryl Smith was appointed some position to represent Trinidad and Tobago in the US and Canada. Daryl Smith, the Wabby Grabby, the man who had a romp in Tobago and spent close to $100,000 for what, a weekend romp? So you could just imagine when he go up there, wherever he's going, what he's going to do with our tax dollars. Our tax dollars was paid $150,000 for sexual harassment. And because of Keith Rowley, he got away. And Keith Rowley, as opposition leader, said, that nobody in his cabinet will be afraid of the blue lights. You know why? Because you're turning a blind eye to all what they're doing. He also said, right, that nobody's going to blackmail him to get a position. I am asking, I'm not accusing, I'm asking this morning, were you blackmailed into giving Daryl Smith that position? Because I cannot see a man who was fired for sexual harassment could be given that position. And then Keith Rowley, what a point figures a Kamala Prasad Bissessa. Keith Rowley, you have no moral authority, none whatsoever. And as Lennox rightly said this morning, we'll put you in the dustbin and put you away, far, far away, that you will never see position or anything in this country again. You can only say you are former Prime Minister, but what kind of Prime Minister you were to do something like that? That is a shame and a disgrace. A shame and a disgrace to the people of this country that you can do something so. And he lied about it, Andy. He lied about why he did not report it to the police because something to do with the public servant. And look at it. You make this lady who you appointed to investigate it, Fulani Mutato or some kind of thing. So you make the woman shame that she had to write an article after about what it is you said. Come on, Kate Rowley. What kind of disgrace is this? And Lennox, as per usual, I hope, and I'm sure I'm speaking for a lot of people out here, that you write the Canadian High Commissioner and the ambassador here, right? Concerning this thing with Daryl Smith. He's not supposed to be given any position what it is he did while he was a government minister. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a good morning.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for the
much.
information. I'm not familiar with it, but still going to do my own investigation.
Morning, caller.
Morning.
Good morning.
And you know, when I look at young people, because when I get up in the morning, I look across and I only see a big stinking PNM campaign out there in front of me. And I see young people going around trying to get people to vote PNM. Well, boy, it just gets me sick. It don't have no future for these people. All these things the PNM do, destroy education, everything in this country. For 9 years, no growth and nothing for these young people. And if you see them campaigning, but I ain't talked to them yet. They wouldn't approach me. When they look at me, like somebody tell them who I is. But I tell you, I said, why Rowley break Darrell? Santa Cruz, why Rowley break Darrell? Remember the 15-year-old girl when he was a teacher? Well, it's the same. Yes, it's the same thing. He's just one of them too. So why worry? Be happy.
Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Morning to you, big old man. Morning to Andy. Morning to Mikey. Morning to Cuffs. Morning Trinidad and Tobago. Well said, Mr. Santa Cruz. Well said. You can see better. Lennox, I know you don't want you can handle the doctor earlier. I want you to answer some questions if I'm Lennox. When I heard the president of the police association, most of the police displeased with what Rowley say. He say, we are going to bring down police from the states and from wherever he bring them to handle the police. You don't trust the police down here. So, you know what's going on with the police service. They are low moral because he call them criminals. He said the custom officers, he said a criminal. He said we have a set of criminal in the parliament. So like the whole country is only criminal. But I don't know what's going on. The next thing is this. He said that he's going to get police because he don't trust his police down here. He bring down vetted police to see this one and see that one. Then he went up and he bring down police from England and Barbados about the drug susu. 22 million. I said, them fellas was wrong by me and they're talking. They say, when you call in, $22 million with that money gone. That's going to finish by the house or what? Because they bring down the police from England. They bring down police from Barbados to check on these because they don't trust these police down here. But yet still the people don't know where that $22 million gone. They ask them, every time I call in, when they call in, let the public know we are giving $22 million yet. And we want to find out where it's gone. Nothing come out it. Then charge the man, then lock, then do nothing. But yet still we can't get the money. So let us check out that for me and find out if they get back the money or if it's going back.
I certainly will. Yeah, and you fundamentally you are correct that all of that has taken place, affected to our financial system according to Rowley, and it turns out to be zero because he doesn't want poor people to, of course, create an alternative to the banking system because they cannot enter the banking system. The banks will not give them loan. Here it is, they have reverted to their traditional way of making things happen for themselves financially by generating susu and so on, and we only find that is not permissible among poor people looking, of course, to survive in a very hostile financial environment. dominated by the 1%.
So truth. Oh boy. Morning caller.
Good morning, Andy. Lennox, Mikey, Cuff, Trinidad and Tobago. Uncle Lennox,
Yes.
I want to let the regional corporation bodies, all of them, the workers and all the people that Rowley and Forrest hoodwinking and saying that employment they will get. Tell them it's contract. They will give everything and they have no way of employment direct with the corporation again. So you have no benefit to get. Just imagine they're in central government and they have the treasury and they're releasing funds and creating jobs to the corporation for the people for the last 3 years. And the Privy Council had to tell them call election. Then they want to tell the people they will create and give them jobs. You close down everything and using the IMF model of retrenchment, closing down and taxation to we, the people. Yeah? So, and then you come now to say you is the best thing after Jesus Christ walk on water. People really, and you're telling them that they have to be stupid. Yeah? If they vote for the PNM. Now you understand Rowley that he has nothing. He wrote out all the lies and everything as you say, Lennox. So what he coming to do now? After this local election, mass retrenchment with the public service and more hardship to the workers and high prices in food coming because you see what's going on in Ukraine with Russia where they blocked the bridge. So when you see the effect trickle down to we, and what policy he have for the youth? As you talk on this radio station, what policy he have for youth? He bundle them up like chicken and bring them and put them in a political party and let the camera show that he for youth. And where is it true employment for them and sustainability? Andy, I would like to say to Ms. Listra from Arima, she's traveling to go to work. I would like to tell her good morning and all who does listen to the ground report so that we rally around and send a message on 14th of August and let it really know that they can't keep paying we for fools, that the day are done. And Lennox, Mr. Lennox,
Yes. Go ahead.
the $300 million, he say we owe any Chinese for the smelter. Is he going and give the Chinese how much percent that will cost them to give them the share in NGC? So $300 million, I want to know how much shares they could get. So that is the way they're going now to do it. So that the NGC will have now a part of the Chinese own, so they can buy the gas from Maduro. Lambail, you'll see what coming just now. But the dividend, what is supposed to pay the shareholders and everybody stock for the last 5 years, and millions of dollars make and profit, billions. Sturgeon thief up all the money and they pay the dividend. And they say that the finance minister the last year, now they come in with procurement legislation to done it, to wipe it off, so it no longer be there. So the TTRA and the minister have the same say. So see what they can do when they have the TTRA. The thief and bold face now, and they care. Have a nice day, Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you very much.
And Andy, if you don't mind, if I could just comment on that, unless you have call on the line. Because it's important that we understand clearly that situation with the smelter and the investment by the Chinese. That was a creation or a creature of the Manning administration, the PNM administration. Rowley, of course, is now saying that, and that is normal. If the people made an investment, then they want back their monies based on the investment, the Chinese, that is, and the government, the succeeding government or the previous government or any government must deal with it. But what is fundamental, and that is where Dr. Rowley is extremely disingenuous. The fact of the matter is that smelter matter, the people did not want it. Let us get that clear. The people of Trinidad and Tobago were anti that particular initiative, and a lot of protestation took place. And whether whether the government wanted it and whether they believe that it was the best for Trinidad and Tobago. The people of Trinidad and Tobago, and this is still a democracy, did not want it. And so it had to be rescinded. And it was the recalcitrance of the then Prime Minister Manning who said, when the people were saying no smelter because of the dangers and all of the other arguments that we don't have a referendum mechanism here, so the people must protest in order to get the government to listen. But when the then sitting Prime Minister was broached with the matter, he said, I ain't gonna give only one, I will give only 2 smelter. And that angered the people. So to say today that the state now has to repay or have to pay the Chinese for their investment, it is largely because of the recalcitrance and the obstinacy of the PNM administration, then under Manning, and Rowley was part of that administration, and therefore it is disingenuous to leave out that aspect of it. And the bill that you now have to pay is one that the population would have accepted, but could have been avoided or minimized if there was not this recalcitrance and insistence by the.
I have a problem with that, Lennox Smith. You know why I have a problem with that? I have a problem with that because, all right, the same way again, Dr. Rowley continued to rush to pay everybody else besides the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Look at how much people Dr. Rowley and this government is owing back pay. So them on the back line to pay the Chinese. Look how much people Dr. Rowley them is owing in many contractors and all kind of thing. EFCL they closed down not to pay people. Many people in this country, the government of Trinidad and Tobago is owing, and the government still refuse to pay we, and will run to pay the Chinese, pay everybody else, get everybody with money, but we. I have a real problem with that. To me, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, before they look to pay the Chinese for smelter that the people didn't know, it are the 4% that people accept, the people want the money. It are back pay money, people waiting on. MTS waiting for the money too, 6-7 years and all kind of thing now. It are the people in EFCL that do work and can't get the money, and the government rob. The government is a nasty stinking bandit. This government is a bandit. Rob the people the money, and for hell, finding money to pay everybody else, the rich, and we nothing for we. Boy, them really had to pay that money.
So why don't we use that? Not that there are no alternative, and it cannot be resolved amicably in the interest of both parties. You could, of course, amortize it. You could say you could defer it. You can say, well, give me a longer time to pay, etc. As in fact they did with respect to the $800 million that Rowley said was a bullet payment that caused him to close down Petrotrin. We know that's a blatant lie. We know it's because he didn't want, and the cabinet of the country, it didn't want exposing the exposure that Rowley would have been subjected to as far as the fake oil is concerned, and as a result they closed down Petrotrin. We know that, but I'm saying that they renegotiated that $800 million in spite of the closure, in spite of they beating their chest and saying that it was the best thing since sliced bread, and it turned out to be extremely inimical to the country, because if we had the oil refinery and the Ukraine Russian war took place, it means therefore we would have been bathing excessively in the foreign exchange right now. So it is typical. It is for political advancement, and these days they are so sour, they are so cursed that not even that is gaining traction on the podium. And Whitey is saying local government is about local and domestic and immediate and family and neighborhood issues, but he is talking that, but at the same time pursuing national and international agenda, and then blaming the UNC for talking about crime and criminality. So the man has gone mad. They are totally confused. They are discombobulated. They are totally confused. It's the first time I've seen the PNM in such a quagmire. They can't select what is their theme for the local government, because to choose local government reform and try to avoid property tax, I mean, it's a stretch.
Yeah, but here I want to find out, because the caller, I think it was Mr. Faizabad, also mentioned due to that, all right, even if they're owing them, they're going to get them shares in NGC. NGC is a company, though, boss. NGC is a company that just make money. So just so we just going to get somebody shares in a company that making money, just so.
That is how myopic these fellas are, and uncreative, and cannot step out the traditional. You've seen that either you tax to gain income, and you tax rather than being creative like the UNC will create, of course, encourage people foreign direct investment. You would have seen that, because they would have generated the confidence that people have both locally and regionally and internationally to come in and invest. You will see that upstreamers will be given certain incentive in order to come and drill for oil and gas and so on, and begin the process of expanding the economy, providing employment, so that we don't have this marauding bunch of criminals all over the country engaging in all kinds of heinous crime, as we are seeing unfolding today.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, morning, Bellman.
Good morning. Good morning, Bellman.
Morning, Andy.
Morning, man.
Morning, Mikey, Trinidad and Tobago. Lennox, you were vexed with me this morning.
Go ahead.
Because I see Dr. Rowley performing miracle. He performed a miracle for me. He's the only man I see make a snow cone for me without ice. So he's still performing miracle. Lennox, you see this election? When I go to vote, like Spain, I go to vote, I'm voting for the Englishman in England. You hear me, Andy? Because without England, the Privy Council, today I would have been like Alice in Wonderland. I wonder when would be the election. I would have been wondering sometime next year, June, July, or what. At this time, the PNM had all this time to put things in place for them. And this morning, right in front of my door, for the last 8 years, a truck now come with material and drop the sand and drop the sand. This morning, look at them right in front of me down here this morning. I'm going outside in a while to talk to them. You understand? So let us don't vex with me if I tell you I'm voting for the white man, the Privy Council. Without the Privy Council, I hadn't this opportunity for the 14th of August. So when I go to the poll, this is the white man vote. You understand? I call it the white man UNC vote. You understand? So, Andy, the man still performing miracle is the only man I see in Trinidad and Tobago make a snow cone for me without ice. Have a blessed one.
This was the second accused Rowley and the PNM on the first part. The second part reminds me of the fellow who got bull pistol, probably is Rowley, and he went to get a snow cone. The snow cone man say, I have no ice. He said, give me just so one bull pistol. So it looks as though Dr. Rowley is the epitome of that.
So true. Go ahead, caller.
Morning, Andy. Let up, Sandy. Yeah.
Good morning.
Andy, the white people and the Chinese in this country, these people living so good. What is going on with these PNMI people? Because they don't call it, they don't complain. What kind of country we live in? Something serious had happened, All right, fella.
Morning, caller. We're calling from. What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Yo, on the Gong Report. I just called I'm calling from St. Augustine. I just called to know, surprised how the government is making all they feel a lot of money. Because where they finding this money? You don't find money, the money had to be there all the time. That's the trick.
All right,
I
morning
didn't get
caller.
it too clearly, Andy. You heard what he said. Essentially, his
He
contribution.
say he shocked the government that the government it have money. He's saying it have money because he say the fact that they could be pulling money so because it day.
Yeah.
Go ahead, caller.
Is
morning,
the
Ground
abuse and
Report.
mismanagement is the problem. Good morning.
That's Mikey, the Ground Report family. Tunapuna here, fellas. Andy Lennox, I want all you to do one favor for me, please, my brother. Listening to that meeting last night with Kamala Prasad Bisesa, exposing so much fraudulent things with this government in terms of, I would like all you to play some of the excerpts from that thing with respect to the gas and oil deal, where gas energy companies returning back the block. They're not doing any more drilling, where the government failed when they said they went away and negotiate gas prices and whatnot and thing, and company pulling out of Trinidad and all these kind of things. It is important, and why I'm saying this, plenty people wouldn't turn onto the radio to listen to that the UNC meeting. But you see, if it comes from the Ground Report and they're listening now, they will hear some of the things where they even said that they have exhausted the borrowing limit and all these things. The closure of Petrotrin and what it has resulted in, and all the things that the hardship, no foreign investment. It is important. Again, a heavy feedback, fellas. Andy?
Yeah, but maybe your phone. That we not getting no feedback, but you go ahead.
Right. I would like to a little place for those who part of that meeting last night. It is very, very, very important, Andy. And as I said, because people don't listen. Andy, I went to the Port of Spain General Hospital, what day it was. And would you believe it? I am seeing something. I was there from as much as early as 7 o'clock. All 8 o'clock after 8, no work was going on that new block of the hospital. And then when it come out about 8:30, I think thereabout, because I spent about a good few times, I left them almost about 11, nearly 12 o'clock. Then I started to see 1 or 2 workers trickling in that building. If it is a construction that we have a given time to complete it, and at a cost, one would have expected to see workers, frantic, plenty workers, just 1 or 2 workers, and the scanty enough. I want a little go down there and take a look at what's going on. That building definitely going to have a time overrun and cost overrun. And next thing again, I want to tell people, I read on the papers where the commissioner for the barrier fuel thing, where the divers do, Mr. Lynch, he is claiming that, you remember the report was first supposed to be submitted by April month, Lennox, if you could recall, but then some of the companies and them who were involved in that were supposed to submit the report, didn't do so, and they asked for an extension. The extension, and with that now, they said that the report is going to come out at the end of August. What he is claiming, that those who ask for more time to submit the report has failed to do so and have not done so as yet. And he said he wants to complete the report. And these companies, whoever it is responsible, which body or bodies or organization who is supposed to submit the report have failed to do so or have not done so yet. And he wants to complete the report. I am asking him, please, sir, we would like to know who are these people who have failed to submit their report to you so that you can complete this thing. Because we don't want this thing to go to an extended time again of overrun, so that people will know who these people are, whether they are business people, whether people could trust them not to go into business with them, or if they are employers, that people would not want to be employed with these companies who are supposed to submit their reports. That is, as far as that is concerned. Now you listened to last night when Kamala Prasad Bisesa showed the thing, where we are actually where they're boasting about Moody's and all of them giving a good credit rating and whatnot. But anything they show you, because we actually they dictate the IMF, Andy. You understand? They have no plan to run this country. And as one caller previously said, there's people going home. They they dictate to the IMF and whatnot. And when you see this in that price of gas, price of oil, price of electricity and price of water and all these things going to increase. There is no job creation, no opportunity, no foreign investment. And you see, and most importantly, you see, we're coming to talk about this matter with the Revenue Authority. Lennox, if you could get the little people and explain that to the population, that what this government is hell-bent on doing, is destroy it. Well, in fact, they have destroyed the trade union movement. But what I am telling you is that working class people, your job is not secured with this government. But I would like you all to play some of the little clippings from that meeting last night, where Kamla Persad made certain disclosures that the country is in crisis. We cannot get money borrowed again. No foreign investors. Those who are here leaving, there is no job creation, no opportunity. So therefore, and there you see when they want to set up their own mongoose gang within the police service. This is what Rowley is doing, You understand? And I'm glad that the head of the police division, I forget his name, come out and speak out, because for too damn long they have been sitting there and taking all this insult from the government. You understand? And it goes to show Rowley intent to set up his own mongoose gang within the police service. And that's one would have expected to hear Paul, what's your name? Ola Christopher, come out and make a statement with respect to with the police and what have you and thing. And this new thing that they want to set up, this new division and whatnot. She has said absolutely nothing, but has said her dotishness. So it goes to show you that Rowley is in control of all the institutions of this country in terms of even the police service and what have you. So therefore, it has no job creation. Therefore, one would expect crime will escalate to the max. Fellas, have a blessed day.
The voicemail box.
Good morning, caller. Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Brazil. I want to do an investigation on Ryan and Balmati, the councillors from Brazil, because it's the first time I see them within 5-6 years. My house falling apart. I call them to assist me with the road, but to bring in my material to build my place, because I don't ask them for nothing. I just ask them to come and take the road. Last night I saw them in Brazil here, Ryan Rampersad and Balmati. I had to tell them, burn the flag. I say I hate to see them. And I don't believe I will vote anymore again after what goes on with me. Because right now I live in the swamp. You understand? And people might feel I talking nonsense. You understand? I tried to meet with Gillian John plenty times. I vote for Gillian John. And I can't even think, because Ryan don't want to. When Gillian John and them come up here, Ryan and them handpicking people to deal with the party. They open a little party, nobody knows nothing about what's taking place. You understand? And them is Johnny now come. You understand? So, I want all to do an investigation and find out, because I want all to come and see what I'm talking about with what I live in. Because I just be following the ground report all over Trinidad and Tobago when it comes to that. All who know me, all who see me, I always post second or third when Sebaolo call me. When Sebaolo make the call, we just come out. Now, I just need that thing, rain falling out, and it come like a little snow. So, I want to do an investigation on Ryan Rampersad.
You say you went to them for the home. We don't do no investigation really, but you say you went to them, and I am sure that, because remember you say it's the road, and remember corporations not getting no money. Go ahead.
But when I call them and we talking, you know what they put forward, and you know that because it was on the air when they put a I want to have the whole country. Which one they prefer to have to get a house, a roof over your head, or a playground? That is where they put forward and to make me to understand the playground compost. And they don't care about my roof. All you come and see, I don't have to like let the country come and they go see what I'm talking about. So when I call and think, because this is one boat, they will never get again. You understand? Thanks.
Yeah, well, after the program, give me a call. I will communicate with Ryan Rampersad to find out what is the situation. I go past and check out the house too. You know, but we know if the house is being damaged, which is landslip, right? Landslip?
No. What happened? When my house is burned down, I went to self-help. They gave me some material. I put up my house, but it's plywood. And that is a couple of years ago. Now all the board, everything falling apart. No, you have to come. And to come in by me, it will take all the... Well, the vehicle could reach past by me. Once the sun hot, the vehicle reaches straight in my yard. So everybody could come and see for themselves. But Ryan Rampersad and them is nasty people. All, and you know, not to say talk, you know, poster comments, fail and failing to meet with the people in the community because they deal on race and all them kind of things. I'm not on that. I on my roof. My house is what I dealing with.
All right. Thank you very much. We tried the MP too. The MP for the area for Foster Commons. Did you try him?
Yes, I ain't getting through after what they have went. And you can't even get to thing. You can't even... Sometimes you go, it and nobody in the office.
And who you believe are more equipped and more in a position as your, to help you, to help your situation? Between Ryan Rampersad and MP Foster Commons, Central Government Foster Commons, PNM Foster Commons, PNM in power 8 years now, PNM have all the money. Who you believe could quicker help you, Ryan Rampersad and the UNC or Foster Commons and the PNM?
I believe none of them because if after how much months now are behind them and thinking and they're failing to do what they're supposed to do. But if you're in my position, I want to know what all of it are doing. Serious, I would like to know what all of it are do.
Many people are in the situation that you are in, but again, in many burgesses in this country are balling because again, the PNM government have not been giving the corporations money to do nothing. They get them money to make sure the salaries and things is paid and various things. The little secondary roads in which the corporations is in charge of, they have no money. Some of them don't have no equipment. So instead of getting money to buy gas or diesel, these people have been working, technically working the corporations privately, calling business people here, there, to get this, to get that, to do this, to do that, because they are not getting the assistance of central government, my friend.
No, you see, let me be straightforward with you.
Because here why? If it is they having the money, why would they leave out you and many other people that have the issues within their constituents, well, the purchases? Why would they do that?
You, all right. I listen, I hear what you're saying. I understand. But I want you to remember when I call the radio station and highlight the Brazil High School with the pond, with the ringworm and all them things, where they block the drain and thing, water can run or nothing.
Yes, I remember that.
Them come and assist or check to see what is going on. I do have to like come in Brazil and you will see for yourself.
Come after the program. I will pass through Brazil. I had to go to Rima sometime today. I might pass through Brazil and call me after the program. 366-3053, 366-3053.
Follow number. I just be with all over. I just leave Brazil.
I understand, but at the end of the day, partner, your pain, your suffering, your problem that you are having starts with the PNM, ends with the PNM. It is the PNM. It is this nasty, stinking, dirty, taxing government. The PNM blight. Your house might fall down and all. While PNM in power, partner. I am sure if UNC was in power, that your house might have done been taken care of, or whatever is the cause that the problems that have you in the position that you're in. Thanks so much. Come after the program now.
Okay, thanks.
All right. And that is the problem we have with many citizens of this country, whereby we have to understand where we problem lies, you know. We have to, you know, where we problems lie. Let me play something here. Oh boy.
Was searched along with the home of other persons who are employed in the Tobago Division. The officers are currently out on the field conducting further searches and investigation into the matter.
According to the search warrant served at the home of Etlin John, the police were looking for, among other things, contract payment details, internal memorandums, minutes of meetings, and any and all information from cell phones, SIM cards and SD cards, images, calendars, phone books, contacts, Wi-Fi information, GPS information, internet history, and cyber data. The search warrant further said Etlin John's employment by the Tobago House of Assembly from November 2021 to present afforded reasonable grounds to suspect that she was hired and allegedly paid from the Tobago House of Assembly funds for the sole purpose of carrying an alleged propaganda machinery, which will afford evidence as to the commission of an indictable offense, namely conspiracy to defraud the state contrary to common law. TV6 questioned Officer Lucas on whether any member of the Executive Council's homes was searched. Any other officials that you can confirm from the Tobago House of Assembly in terms of secretaries or assistant secretaries' homes that were searched?
I can confirm at this time that no homes of any secretaries were searched by the investigators.
Was the home of the Chief Secretary at all searched, or were any of them questioned?
At this time, no.
Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police Intelligence Kurt Simon said search warrants were obtained to search the homes of other THA employees, and that remains ongoing.
I do know that a number of residences and so on were in fact searched, and the investigation is ongoing.
The controversial audio recording being circulated on May 23rd, where two top THA officials were heard allegedly conspiring to use public funds for propaganda purposes. Since then, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine confirmed the audio recording was over 1 year late and was in fact a strategic planning meeting. He made the revelation on June 16th during a taped public briefing. Elizabeth Williams, TV6 News.
Before you comment on that, Lennox Smith, whereby the police could search THA, there could be, but it have many other issues and things that are out there that the police service not attending to, such as many of the things and allegations that came towards PNM officials and the wrong that is going on. Let me get this caller first, and then I will comment on that. Morning, caller. Go ahead. Anderson, go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, man, morning.
And I think Andy, to the Mr. who called, who says he'll be all over, is a strong UNC. I feel I know the person. And regardless of what, I think the UNC, well, take up the battle, forget the PLM power, and we go and assist that man. I just say, Andy, you're going to check him. I think this program, the whole world is listening. And that Mr. we will give him some help. We can study that criminal who is the MP, who is that political criminal who is the MP of that area. Right? That's the political criminal I know what I'm talking about. So we're not studying that man. We go study to help that Mr. I want to ask the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Right? And you the name I'm going on, Jenna. You the name Andy. The Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley. And you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Nice, for the whole year. Dr. Rowley, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, what you was doing in that big building, and Sunday evening, 6 seats on your own. We have to point to that building next to Ballyjoe, the big building. Sunday, after our friends that work 3 days and things and sitting compounds. What did you was doing in that building, Dr. Rowley? And I want to thank Dr. Munilal for letting the public know, and you won't know that Gravel has walked from the hospital to Ballyjoe. As my friend told me, he said, Anderson, you need to let the world know this. It's 7 Chinese. What about the black boys you talk about in Lavantil and St. Anne's and the Eastern Square who was in the work? That's a day's work. What about them? And they only play that clip before they go, you know. There's only Chinese walking on that building. What about the fellas who was working there? I just come 4 in the morning and start to move things because all they're owing them. So it's only Chinese alone there that under compound. But Rory, we tell you, my mother always said, my grandmother always said, if they do nothing, I have nothing to worry about. So I just have nothing to worry about, but I don't look to put myself in trouble. We tell you I need to check on in that compound at the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago Sunday evening. This Sunday going here early. When you are doing on that compound, people at Trinidad and Tobago, it's time. This is the opportunity, the 14th of August, to get rid of this man, to get rid of the PNM, to get rid of Stockton, Belmont still in the dilapidated state, to get rid of Fitzgerald Hines, you have to go. And if you have to take the whole hand in the ink, only dip it. Hines is not a good man. Remember when he told him, Mr. He see the pipeline and again, but we just give it 20, we just give each other 20 or 40 or 100 on the block by. You see the pipeline, man. We just see children going to that special school and that school where in Jordan 11 12th Street. And we'll get them bags of snacks will finish. You see the pipeline. We had to get rid of Fitzgerald Hines all here. And this coming election make it be like a general election. And Rowley, we need to know what you was doing in Ballyjoe and inside that compound. Not in Ballyjoe, inside the compound with the building next to the big building there. I mean, you hear everything. So they say, but
that is what? That is Ballyjoe house itself?
No, that's the building next to Ballyjoe. Everybody saying, remember, it's two the building one time, you know. And you Fitzgerald Hines, the Minister of National Security, the MP for Lavantil West, which I reside in. I want you to tell the people who is the 10 individuals. I want to pay them only explain the public who is the 10 individuals won those vehicles. Those vehicles and those raffle tickets you sold. The bill that I want to thank the Honorable Kamala Prasad, the scepter. She was on fire last night. And that's what we're talking about, Kamala. That's what we need from you. Keep that fire. Keep it burning. And all it is why people suffer. And we still need to know. We wonder how that from that thing will let it down in the higher day, no. Or we suffering and the beat down here. And it's how we go let us go and search people out in Tobago and all over the place. It's making a year now. We're going on 13 months since those 3 young men died in front of the public bank. We hear nothing yet. Only don't worry now, man. Only don't worry. Only have to figure out what is happening by what I'm going to say. I want only to know we are situated about 40 looks sideways, I'll go take that all the pipe and smoke it. Right? And Rowley, they can take it up into the monkey for the nuts. You know, like to tell people for the monkey for the nuts? We can't wait to vote out. PNM people can't wait to vote out. PNM people don't get, they can't wait to win. And this is the time. They're going to get rid of you. And just not wicked government and people like Hines. And you, the minister, works. It's a for you to politically.
Nice, nice. All right, Anderson Wilson. Oh boy, let me play some voice notes there after this call here. Morning.
Good morning. I see the investigating in Tobago. Money leave Laukata police station and say bye-bye. No investigation. 40 guns missing from the forensic. No investigation. Money went across in one bank, Republic Bank, to First Citizen Bank by a minister. no investigation. Alwari and the two chairmen of big guns in Kamuto, no investigation, and many more. What is really going on? I see you want to put a unit inside the police to investigate the police. Why you put one inside the PNM to investigate them ministers on corruption? Look, Andy, look. You see this place, boy?
Morning, caller.
Good morning, Andy.
Good morning to you. Where are you calling from? Lennox in Studio 2.
Lupino Aruka.
Aruka. Go ahead, Lupino Aruka. Oh, God. Hey, call back Lupino Aruka. Man, I press you off thinking is the mic I put off there, boy. Call back Lupino Aruka. Go ahead, morning.
You hang me up, you know?
Yeah, by mistake there. You go ahead, partner.
Gonzal is a real brambler. If the people didn't do what they do yesterday, nobody would know. It have a landslide up in Lupino that if a big truck pass right now and plenty rain, nobody goes in, nobody comes out. Gonzal, time for you to go back Marvin and leave Aruka, Lupino, Bonne, oh God, all you and the ball head, one that's looking like Rowley twin. All you leave up here and go back where you come from now. Bye-bye. I mean, it's a waste of time. Camille come from over and come up on the side up here to try to bramble people to such a stupid lying talk. Rowley, you first should be locked up by that group of police that you want to put to say you're watching for bad police. Use your worst security to have around you and Hines. You and your next girlfriend, Stuart Young, later.
Shadow, them kind of tune is when, long time is when they had house party. You only had house party. Drink cast wine in a big gallon bottle. Everybody tongue red, bell bottom, high heel shoe, and a big afro.
Yeah, boy, with course and affair, boy. With co. Yeah.
Andy, good morning. Ground Report, good morning. Trinidad and Tobago, good morning. Central here. Now, Andy, listening to these people and then these waste of time, no good, non-performing, wicked, bad mind government called the PNM. And the man who running the cabinet, which is, as I say, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, which is he, you know, doctor. However, he talking about, the opposition and them using criminals, videos to this and that and the other. Why it is this man, he is in power right now, why out of the 8 years he's been there in office, why he don't use at least one of the years to deal with that situation what he's speaking of. Meaning, he's saying in the police service have criminals. Now, if you know as a prime minister, it have criminals in the police service or wherever it is, why are you all never stand to deal with that problem immediately? Why are you waiting now for election time to use that propaganda to say about, voters back in, so we will be able to, dig out or root out the criminals and then from any police service? Why I wasn't doing it from out of the 8 years? Why I want to do it now? Man, run away with that, I say, nothing red. Anything red, you're dead. All about is yellow. And they get sense, they get bright. Even their own supporters saying they're done with that. Right now, they just can't wait on August the 15th to have one big coffin to empty and bury all them PNM logos or sign or whatever you call it. And done away with that. PNM will be no more. It will be dead and forgotten and gone. And it's that.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox, Mikey, Cuff, and the Ground Report family. I'm wondering why isn't Rowley telling the people what he's going to do or what he intends to do about diversifying the economy. Since this man had taken over the reins of government, all I can hear is UNC and Kamla. UNC, Kamla, Munilal, UNC. For God and heaven's sake, Rowley, it is time for you to wake up. Only your sheep are probably stupid and foolish. The rest of the population is very intelligent and they can't wait to get rid of you democratically. Get real, Rowley. People are fed up with you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh boy, this man like he do background all kind of thing, boy. The man is a serious man. Let me continue. Voice notes.
Oh, Andy, morning to all you, boy. Yeah, boy. I like how Gary put it down there, man. Gary afraid, you know. You know, anytime you go back in that commissioner CD, you know you go come after him. He afraid you're bad. I want you to go after him. You see all that stupidness we talking about bringing this one to ramsack the immigration and to setting up the police force and this and that. That'll start you out first. He's the first one that'll start out. Yeah, because he's one of the crime too. Watch me. Gary, I can't wait for you to go after him, boy. I want you to go after him, but so I want you to go after him.
Ground Report, blessings. Good morning, Mikey K, Andy, Lennox, and Cross. Our Prime Minister just offered police officers 4%. Because you're under pressure and you realizing the nonsense he's trying to make it look as though these guys are criminals. I'm not saying all is good, eh? Yes, they might have crooked criminals in the service. But you want to offer them more money now all of a sudden for integrity. I'll call this word integrity. Next thing, he's saying the UNC fighting election based on crime and fear. Fear between around all of us. Because nobody is safe in this country anymore. It can happen to anybody anytime. You need to wake up. You have nothing to offer. All you do is character assassination, and that is not good. What is Kiroli plans for this country? What is his plans for this country? Nobody know. He ain't talking about what people he ain't say about his plans. We need to change him. Get rid of him.
Good morning, Ground Report. I hope you all had a blessed and wonderful weekend. I don't have much to say this morning, but I have managed to hear a little bit of this political meeting, which I don't sit down and listen. And listening to the rage and the frustration of this man called Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley.
Good morning to the Ground Report. Ground Report, right now Rowley is so frightened. Time coming closer and he's not realizing that the whole of the country really against him. This time he could be pelting more than teacup.
Morning to the Ground Report and to the listeners of the Ground Report 104.7. Now this morning, Mr. Gary Griffith, well done sir, well said. What is going to happen in Trinidad and Tobago? It will be one of the quietest times this country will face in the East-West corridor after they get a result on the voting turnout in Trinidad and Tobago. That will happen. Because people, let me tell you something over here in this voice note this morning. You see the audit into the expenditure of this government under by Dr. Rowley? Brother, to the caller who talk about whether they go give you this and they go give you that, yes, they go try to give you it, but we duty is to make sure and move that man from our affairs. Especially, we are also giving Mr. Inbert a little vacation. Let him see if he could go and take a reside somewhere, see somewhere, and you know, because you make money, you're inside, you're on, you're cutting. But we have to remove you all. So this is the purpose of the people coming out in a drove, or they come out and support. Make sure, vote for whoever you want to vote for, but make sure it is not the PNM under Dr. Rowley right now. Stop that man, or let's stop that man for audit into his behavior in public office, not even from Eric Williams. Nobody never get on so and operate so. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning to you, Andy, and your team. You don't know P-man on the inside. Well, yeah, it is going on. You know, politics, man, me early business. But you know, I've been listening and understanding and trying to figure out and questioning and curiosity. And, hey, Mr. Rowley, you don't have no head. For a big man, you don't have no head. At the end of the day, I don't know how your family does look at you. Hearing all these things about you, you don't have no head. I'm 54. And since I was going Bethlehem school at the age of 9, 10 going up there, so PNN has been doing crap. What difference is it going to make now? Yeah, just be a big man and just step down now, boy, and stop making yourself look bad. You don't say Trinidadians are stupid. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not Southern Petrotrin. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not giving the pitch today. The government has so much land down on Markrip, they're not doing nothing good with it. Build some trade center and play back black people children to work, or they're not good. I mean, I don't really business what you're doing. At the end of the day, I still have to do my thing. But I believe as a big man, quietly and softly, you should step down and stop making yourself look so stupid, boy. You understand? You're a fool in society with no direction because you're intellectual in matching up with your physical at all. I telling you that. I can tell it in your face.
By Satan and all, I want to see Rowley down in hell now. He and all, he begging God to take Rowley, man. He and want Rowley in hell.
Oh God, hey, all the voice note people on anything. Well, let me hear this, man. Boy, Rowley really, they say not even Satan want Rowley. Tobago don't want Rowley. Not even Satan want Rowley. But let me hear that again. Where the hell is this? Right, I played that, some of them voice notes yesterday, so you know as promised I'm playing all the voice notes and them and fresh voice notes. You all send it please. Let me hear this, man.
By Satan and all, I want to see Rowley down in hell now. He and all, he begging God to take Rowley, man. He and want Rowley in hell.
Oh boy, let me go to some other voice. No, say, boy, Rowley, I'm telling you, nobody don't like the PNM again. I was a PNM. PNM is the worst. Imagine that, boy. Not even Satan.
Personified, boy.
Lennox say that, boy.
Satan personified.
Lennox, boy, not even Satan or Rowley, boy.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised that the creative verbalization of the typical Trinbagonian will bring to bear on this situation. It is totally pathetic. The man is the anathema to the population, and he continues to project himself as if he's living in a vacuum all alone. Why it's all around him, including, of course, in his meetings. You see, they start to boo him as well. They do attend meetings. Is Red Band Maxi in San Fernando dominating the streets? Just imagine that. And some people saying they probably have more Maxis than the people that would attend these meetings. They are simply toxic.
All right, let me go down here the callers now, man. They're the voice notes. So let we taking the voice note. No calls right now. Voice notes.
Morning, Andy. Rowley is King Galaha.
Oh God, boy. King Galaha and all. Yes, sir.
That song, I know that king, but that song is like a bitter piece of bull pistol, boy.
Somebody please tell ungrateful Raramouth Gary that he was never first on the merit list when he was selected as COP. He was fourth, and Dr. Rowley did him a favor and he
Gary, you're a liar. Gary, tell us why you're fighting so hard to have that audit report released. Huh? Gary, there are over 8 police officers who are attached to the firearm unit under your watch that are presently charged for corruption in the unit. So stop lying. Everything is yeah. And tell us about your family, your son, your daughter, and your son-in-law, who you're registered to be alderman in the various corporations. Or should I ask Gary what he think about Ravi Balgobin and Anand Ramlogan under the instruction? But Anderson, all the yellow flags that you normally have on the beaten, apparently is no money, no love. I tell all the UNC ain't paying all you no money for all you. They directing all the money to the NTA. All what's that?
Report, good morning. Ground reporters, good morning. Fellas, there are some people in this country, it doesn't matter what symbol there is, they see nothing else but the Balize.
Good morning. Tell Mr. Rowley thanks to the listening public who didn't know about the ground report. Now they know. Tell the man thanks. Give him 100% for that one. Yeah, enjoy your day.
Morning, Mr. Andy. This is Malcolm X here. When Miss Sanda Koos and the activists from in Cashew Garden say I'm a liar to the nation, I send these pictures to show you where I was in Cashew Gardens, and after 16 years, the people won the road to fix. And where I was trying to show the way the Trinidad and Tobago, we don't deal with UNC and PNM. If UNC come in office, all you fix it because people that paying tax and it's Trinidadian citizen, although PNM build the housing scheme for voter padding, the UNC corporation is tell them is PNM down there, and they ain't have no money, that's why they ain't fixing it. And PNM don't fix it because they say it's a UNC area. That is what I was saying on the radio station. When these two people, especially Miss Sanda Koos, as long as you ain't saying things in favor, what they call it, this fanatic politics thing, she want to criticize people. So I want you to get this and make sure that is why I'm not calling the radio station, because I don't want to get no conflict with nobody over politics. I want to save my country, get rid of Rowley, get rid of anybody who destroying this country by any means necessary, violent any way they come. I prepare for that. So Mr. Riemann go get me to call in and hyper and Mr. I'm not apologize. Miss Sanda Koos calling me a liar and on a Mighty K program the night well and blasting me. Tell that woman she don't know who she dealing with her now. She don't know who she dealing with her. And I want you to be careful, like how I deal with Mr. Tenapuna, Right.
Kong Report, number 1 station, listen to the facts. Andy, Lennox Smith, Mighty K, and Cuff, respect brothers. Big up to Mr. Robert Amar and the family. Respect. If it wasn't for Gong Report, the country in a real would have been a real state. Anyway, this crime really out of hand. Too much are killing. Like Trinidad is a blood zone right now. Anyway, respect. Vote out the PNM. UNC all the way. No time to play. Aye.
Nice. Let me continue. Nearly finished the voice notes. I want to take a quick break and come back.
Lennox Smith, this one is for you. Plain talk, bad manners. I find you just hold back the program talking too long. When you say the lines open for people to make the call. And as people getting ready to make the call, you hold back a lot of time because the amount of stuff, big words that you have to bring out there first. You hold back the whole program. There's the reason why the voice note and them don't play, because you hold back by only talking, and you have to hold up time. And by the time now, voice note ready to play. Someone or either you or Mighty care to say, somebody in the studio, they're getting ready. Oh gosh, man, you're holding back a lot of the program, man, and then when other people have to come and all they invite to talk, and they talk so long, all they coming back again, and talking. Oh gosh, man, people contributing the little thing too, and many a time people have something to say, they forget what they're going on and say. I ain't thinking I'm calling back here, no voice note or nothing, nah? You understand? I done with that, because you just talk too much.
Pleasant good morning to the ground report. The team, Mikey, Lennox, Andy and Cuff, and by extension Mr. and Mrs. Amaru, that blessed man. Trinidad Tobago, good morning. Well, I can't understand this. The Prime Minister is saying that the UNC will take crime thing and run with it for the elections. And they want to bring the law and all that goes with it, with the procurement law. But I don't understand, because you already said the people of Trinidad are stupid. Eh? So it means, and what he's also saying, that the US has nothing to offer. Because if they could talk about crime, right, and the procurement law, they have nothing to offer. But then, what you have to offer? What you have to offer? You ain't saying nothing. You ain't saying one damn thing. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, people wasn't saying nothing. They must just take that. Because you already say we stupid, eh? So depending on what's going on, we supposed to take that. You telling me something wrong with that man, boy? Something wrong with that guy. If people can't see that, you know. And what that man there walking into a meeting in Tunapuna. Up to now, the man is not a member yet, or not a person within walking in. He is straight walking in. He enters to tell hello or pop in to acknowledge the chairs. Come on, do that. I go vote. Something wrong with me. I had a pull on my head. Trust me. Something wrong with me. And don't forget, he is the biggest and largest lawbreaker, you know. Because remember to take him to come to pay the call local government election, we had to take him there, you know. So it means if you didn't take him, where happened by? Where happened? Boy, I tell you, boy, I tell, but again, God don't sleep and he don't like evil. Trust me. Vengeance is the Lord own.
To that call who passing Ryan and Prasad. The man is a gunsman. So when you want to build over house for? Come on, man, you sound like a old PNM supporter.
Why that dotish man can't understand? Ryan is only a councillor, is PNM in power. Ryan is UNC. Let him hush his foolish mouth and leave Ryan alone.
And people, man. And purchases.
Andy, Lennox, Mikey, and Cuff, good morning. Let me tell you all something. Anytime you see UNC flag in plannings where you never see, you have never seen it before, tell yourself something bright is going to happen. We will not get everybody to vote UNC, but right now in Mon Repos, we have UNC flag flying high in the planning, from the plannings. So people, don't be afraid. they are scared. And I want Rowley to see we didn't have a rent. We didn't have a rent. Excuse me.
Good morning, Andy, Lennox, and Rowley Report crew. Rowley wants to make a elite crew of police to investigate police. I hope the first investigation is the abduction of Ben Thomas.
It's a good one. The Brent Thomas investigation. That is a good investigation they should come with.
Hey Andy, that man talk true thing there, boy. Hey man, if Rowley go down in hell, don't that day and all, hell he go mismanage, boy.
Oh, sir.
Andy, Mikey, Lennox, Koff, good morning. So Rowley want to put police to investigate the police, huh? Straight case of himself investigating himself. Wow, what a... thing, only in Trinidad. As was expected with the Paria case, this thing going to stretch to the Fulong race, and then it's going to die a natural death. Nobody's going to get charged, and that will be the end of that. Again, only in Trinidad. And one more thing. Why we have to pay extra for the police to do what they're supposed to be doing in the first place? Why we have to pay extra for that? According to Dr. Keith Rowley, we're willing to pay extra.
Andy, this question is for Mikey K. Mikey K, if you had to be a judge, Andy, Rowley is Idi Amin Dada, and in Trinidad we brand him King Kakahole.
Now we can use various language. As finish off the voice notes.
Hey Andy, Malcolm X. Guys, you need to stop.
No direct call yet.
Stop it,
Go ahead, caller.
Hello, Andy, morning.
Morning.
Yeah, morning. Like I get in a delay program, you call listening to you on one phone and talking, but you hear me live there, right?
Loud and clear.
Okay. To the people on the East-West Corridor, good morning to you all from Chagaramas to Toko, Maracas, the whole corridor, Santa Cruz, Maraval, all these areas. I have my reason why I call in on you all this morning, because let me tell you all something. We are in the area, we are the root of our problem in Trinidad and Tobago. There is where the PNM gets its power, on the corridor. So we have to concentrate amongst us as a people what we want for the corridor and what we want for the country. And it is clear Dr. Rowley used up all his usefulness as a leader, as he claimed to be. You follow me? So on that day, that we got an opportunity to come out and you hear me, Andy?
Loud and clear.
All right. Now, I would like to make sure you young people, the old ones, all you come out. The truth will be told to you all about the affairs of Trinidad and Tobago days before you all go to the ballot box. The truth will be bring to your community by mobilization, by voicing the community. These things are going to come from Chagaramas to Toko. We are going to bring reputable information. We are going to bring the facts to you. That is before you go and elect people to see about your affair, because I heard Mr. Tanapuna speak about the meeting last night, which I listened as well. And you see, those information that the opposition is bringing out, it is more damning than when Dr. Rowley was an opposition, Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I hope I come across loud and clear.
Loud and clear, my brother. Mm-hmm.
Doubles and coffee. Imagine all you have a man called Keith Christopher Rowley. A man that gravel rolled from by a hospital to somewhere nearby here. A man who built Greenvale as Minister of Housing when there were no approvals and he broke the law. The man of Emailgate. The man who boasted that he worked obium on Patrick Mervyn Augustus Manning. The man of NGC. The man of lying to you each and every day. The man of Inez Gate, that he's saying now that the Integrity Commission somehow cleared him. Really? They cleared him? Cleared you, Rowley, of not declaring your $468,000 benefit from a contractor who received contracts from your government? Really? You could sell that to somebody else. Rowley, the man who embarrassed this country internationally. Rowley, the man who said he's not closing down Petrotrin and he shut it down. Rowley, who stayed in charge of the National Security Council and Petrotrin and the government and Ministry of Energy while his best friend was under investigation, and they did not appeal the matter, and he put his own attorney there to ensure that there was no appeal, and they ignored senior counsel advice. Keith Christopher Rowley, who went to the president on August 11, 2021 to whisper in she ears, FUL, 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 and cause her to misbehave in public office by instructing and allowing Bliss C. Prasad to misbehave in the public office, break the law, and thwart a meritless, and now Trinidad and Tobago, blood spilling throughout the streets. Keith Christopher Rowley, who should be under investigation from every arm of the police, is trying to determine and tell you that he will determine which police officers have integrity, and he and the PNM will pay them more, while the other officers who don't have PNM integrity will languish and be discarded and disrespected. Keith Christopher Rowley, how much more are they going to take from this man? Serious, how much more disrespect will you all take from Keith Rowley? Keith Rowley calling all the police officers and heads of all the different divisions and so on to the palace to tell them that the UNC going to make crime an issue, so therefore they have to get cracking. They are not politicians. Keith Rowley, you disrespect every independent institution, and then you going to determine who have integrity. You, a man who brushed a minister, fellow minister wife, walk down the steps, past Street Dog, past the Parrot, onto your red coat. You talking about integrity. You who horn your wife all over the place without condom, dropping children left, right, and center, and wouldn't take care of them. You telling police you will determine who have integrity and pay them more. Look, Rowley, fire burn you, you miscreant. What is your mission here, my friend? Talk to me.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show host or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
We go take a break and come back. Hey! Yes!
Quite a lot to absorb, and quite a lot to evaluate, quite a lot to extrapolate. In spite of the protestation by my friend, you don't know that Andy does talk more than Lennox Smith, but I don't know how he conclude that. But I suppose people will have their agendas. That is what I can say.
Yeah.
that's the agenda. I mean,
if it's not we good friend Mr. Reporter, it's we good friend Mr. Shortman, and all of them is people with me long time.
Yeah.
We have to lead them.
They have the biases, and we have to accept that. We have a job to do, and we will do so fearlessly and without fear of contradiction, one way or another, or in spite of the criticism.
Oh boy, and Robertson, you see neither boy. That voice, no.
Yes. It was very elaborate.
Boy.
And it was very prolonged.
Yeah. Wow. Hey. Let me take a break and come back. Rowley.
Got a lot to absorb.
Boy, Lennox, real people hating Rowley, boy. But that man making people hate, like people wishing the man. He don't understand what he doing to himself and what he doing to the country at this point in time, you know. He didn't understand that he will bring that hate towards his own children and grandchildren and thing. People will, he don't know what he's doing, you know. He have to know what time it is, you know.
The party itself has imploded, literally, you know. They just afraid shame to lie down. But as soon as the appropriate time comes, and he would have devastatingly lost the local government elections, all Zandoli will come out in maybe a tidal wave to save something that is unsavable.
Oh boy, let me take a break. Yes, let me take a break and come back. Oh boy, more when we come back here on the Ground Report, Trinidad and Tobago. More. Oh boy, Anil, I want Ryan Rampersad eventually go out to call and clear the air on.
Ryan is a good
fella. He's a worker. I know Ryan is a worker. Ryan is a man go stick.
Yeah, very hard worker. Very hard. We could attest that here on the Ground Report.
So if it is, I believe Ryan not in a position to help that man. It had to be circumstances beyond Ryan control. I believe but Ryan
if he went back to self-help commission, I know that in spite of the fact that you would have gotten assistance in the past, if the exigency of the situation merits it, I would expect that they would lend a helping hand, and I think that is what may have to be done at this point in time, because certainly the corporations will not be able to assist, because in spite of Dr. Rowley's attempt to say that property tax will solve the problem, is the panacea to the problem of funding.
Boy, with this Trinidad and Tobago, we go for a quick break and come back. When we come back, more right here on the Ground Report. Rowley. People don't like you again, boy. People disliking you. You're a wicked man, partner. You and your people saying, no, the devil while you're down there, boy. If you go hell, they say the devil running back to God. Oh, Jesus, boy.
There's something I'll have to say after the break, that they give some kind of light as to why Dr. Rowley is so hated.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
The ultimate premier event for the summer is here.
Mona Lisa.
Coming to Mona Lisa on Saturday, 5th of August. Hailing all the way from Kingston, Jamaica. The legendary, dynamic duo Shaka Demus and Pliers.
Shaka Demus and Pliers.
Come up with Shaka Demus and you call Pliers. Trinidad, this is Shaka Demus and Pliers. And we will be at Mona Lisa August 5th. Remember that. You know, singing all our hits. Sing, woman you love. It's like burning fire in my soul. Where does she was? A pretty face and band character. Then the kind of living jar. Old Shaka singer. Love you, Trinidad.
Shaka Demus and Pliers.
Young girl business control Jamaica. Young girl business control Jamaica.
Mona Lisa is back.
At the spacious, luxurious Bougainville Auditorium, Center of Excellence, Mokoya.
Come celebrate a night with the stars.
Shaka Demus and Pliers.
It's a must. So whoever say be there, make sure you come out. And we will be at Mona Lisa August 5th. A party where old school rules and new school is a must.
Don't listen. I'll find a way.
It's time to relive the journey. Elegant Promotions presents DJ Darrell in concert. On Saturday, 5th August, the Police Mess is going to be transformed. He is taking you through the journey. Atlantis, Party Time, Upper Level Club, straight to the Treasure Queen. Special guest DJ, Chris Boyne. Presenters include Ezel, Kevin Baker, and Antics The Experience. Tickets cost $100 and is available at leading outlets. For more information, call 748-5052 for one night only. Come and experience DJ Darrell in full concert mode. Powered by Sensational Sammy Sound Company. You can't afford to miss this one. See you there.
I remember when my heart broke. I remember when I gave up loving you.
What goes in is a local something that makes it all taste better. It's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that's bitter savor at the Royal Castle. Welcome the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
Sheltech Electronics, Capital Plaza, 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Port of Spain. So you're looking for the best prices in gaming products? Come on down and visit Sheltech Electronics, the gamer's paradise. Get the latest PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch system. Games and accessories, Apple Stream, Roblox cards available. Daily clearance items up to 70% off. Pre-order new releases and save 15%. Come on, visit us online at sheltechelectronics.com. Cash in on the bargain. Sheltech Electronics, 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Port of Spain. 627-3757. Cash in on those bargains now.
Having to lose someone you love is already hard, so funeral services and arrangements should be made easy. And at David Guide & Son, that is what we guarantee. We guarantee our customers exclusive services at affordable prices. Our services include funeral pre-arrangement packages, casket customization, great customer service, and the latest in body preparation technology, and the best fleet of vehicles to give your loved ones the send-off they deserve. With 4 convenient locations, feel free to call us or visit us at Port of Spain, 623-4906, Couva, 636-2435, San Fernando, 610-5062, and Point Fortin, 610-9200. With full funeral packages starting from as low as $7,500, call David Guide & Son Funeral Services today. David Guide & Son Funeral Services. Distinctive, not expensive.
Coming soon to Siparia.
On Wednesday, August 30th, Umoja brings to you a brand new event to East Trinidad. A Night of Legends under the stars. Under the stars. The night before the holiday. Wednesday, August 30th, Center of Excellence. Legends are coming.
Everybody's idea of home is different. So every mortgage should be unique. Shaped around you. Flexible to move and change as you do. RBC will come to you to get you started and stay by your side to help guide you every step of the way. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/home story and start your story today. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at RBC Caribbean.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant, number 67, Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard. For breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, Saturday roti, Friday, roast day, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetables. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dog, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
Trinity Lighting, 123 Western Main Road, St. James. Special on LED bulbs. Purchase 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. Trinity, they stock a wide variety of electrical supplies and specialize in light bulbs and parts for all your residential, commercial, marine, and medical fixtures. Remember, buy 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. 628-8373 or 622-6935. Check them out on Facebook, Trinity Lighting ETC Ltd, or shop online at trinityetc.com. In the Miami area, contact them at 305-354-2033 or 305-932-0727. Remember, Trinity Lighting welcomes you to their main store, 123 Western Main, St. James.
Welcome to M&M Pharmacy. Strategically located next to Eastside Supermarket in San Chiquito, Sangre Grande. For all your healthcare needs and much more, M&M Pharmacy will give you customer service like no other. Your health is your wealth. That's right.
Trinidad and Tobago. Get ready for TrackFest 2023. 2 big days. Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th at Frankie Boudram International Raceway, Waterfield. It's going to be a full weekend of automotive excitement. TrackFest begins on Saturday, July 29th, 6 p.m. with drag racing, street car battle competing for $20,000, featuring some of the fastest cars and bikes in TNT.
Speed up, Jesus.
And on Sunday, July 30th, it's TrackFest, car exhibition, trip display, off-road competition. Come see some of Trinidad's best in motion. Summer TrackFest 2023. 2 massive events, Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th at the spacious Wallerfield facilities. Admission is $100. Powered by Racetrack Wheels, Saloon Tires, KFC, Romtroms Transport, Comgas, Omega XL, Laurel Regis Company Limited, Harold's Car Care, Power Mac Limited, Repsol Lubricant, and Kendall Oil. Follow Racetrack Wheels on Instagram and Facebook for more details.
Join Team More FM as we celebrate our 19th anniversary. Yes, 4 days of celebration from July 20th to the 23rd. On air, online, on the pavement. Listen live for 4 days of fun awards, artist interviews, live performances, old school mixes from the icons, and giveaways galore. Listeners, your votes will be used to select the program of the year. So send your votes today with your pick via WhatsApp at 789-2881.
Every girl pull up on a DJ spot. Every girl wanna know a DJ spot.
More FM 19th anniversary, the start of our 1-year journey to 20. Load it, lock it, leave it. Live it, love it, and learn it for another 20 years to come.
The anniversary sale starts July the 1st. Mitlin Hardware, first anniversary sale. 97 Eastern Main Road in Arouca. Come on down to Mitlin and check out the bargains. Mitlin anniversary sale.
It's that time of the year for Hitman and Howie G's annual Jeeps in Uniform and Sportswear Cooler Cruise. Sunday, 27th August, morning, 9 a.m. on the Harbor Master. Call 689-2119 for your ticket hookup. Get ready.
So you've got one app for directions, an app for pictures and videos, multiple apps for social media, and all kind of apps for all kind of things. But you don't have the one app that turns your phone into a virtual wallet? Come now, man! Get Encash! Ditch the cash. Download Encash, your mobile wallet. Visit encash.com to learn more or simply download the app today. Encash. Scan, pay, done.
Islands in the sun, together 50 strong. 50 years they have been here giving you the best. Trinity to the ball. KFC, TNT is home. It go long down 50 strong every line anytime. Trinity to the ball. KFC, TNT is home. Doors open in 1973. St. James the first outlet in Trinity. It's TNT that make this singer. KFC, TNT is really sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, we love up this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. bestest in the world to ever be. Oh, 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 oh.
It's KFC's 50th anniversary in TNT. Come join the celebration. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji, 756-8401. That's 756-8401.
CPL we on it, CPL we on it, CPL we on it, CPL we on it. Man, woman, girl, and boy, in the CPL joy, from every nation in the Caribbean. It's larger than life, we're the legends in these Caribbean nations. We're all in, it's CPL time. It's passion, pumping in our hearts. It's not for the game, that will never depart. Part of who we are, this is unity. We're all in across the Caribbean.
We're all in. Republic Bank, title sponsor and official bank of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League.
Yes, indeed, we are back. Time check is just about 21 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And of course, Andy will be joining us momentarily. He had a little errand to make. So, of course, we will continue to do what we have to do. Before the break, I did, in fact, indicate that I would like to postulate or prefer a reasoning why Dr. Rowley is hated as a character, as a person, because of his personality and the characteristics that he has demonstrated over the last 8 years, and of course prior to that in public. Now that we know who he really is, having come full circle, and I want to jot your memory back to in Parliament when Vanilla Toppin made a psychological assessment of Dr. Rowley then. I think it is worthy and I think it is critical that we understand now that we know who he is, having been interacting with him over the last 8 years. And prior to that, whilst he was a newcomer, people didn't know who he really was. Now we know who he is, even though there was some kind of overture made by his former boss, the former Prime Minister Manning, giving us some kind of indicator of the character called Keith Christopher Rowley, Doctor. And I think it's important. And I said it last night on the corridor transformation that Vanilla Toppin should be given some kind of national award for giving us a detailed analysis as to who Dr. Rowley was and it turned out to be is. But of course, because of the frenzy that he was able to generate as a corruption buster, because remember, he attacked his own boss. He was concerned about corruption within the party and in the government at the time, called the Hart and the Udicat notwithstanding. That is a very well known to most of us who were either around or in our readings and the literature coming out of that particular era. And here it is today. There is universally accepted conclusions that Dr. Rowley is totally toxic and inimical to the interests of Trinidad and Tobago. Every single thing he touches turns to the biblical pillar of salt, and I share that view. I know that the majority of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the electorate in particular, those of us who have to stay here and under Dr. Rowley have concluded that Trinidad and Tobago is not a real place, but we have to get back to that real place scenario. And Vanilla Toppin did tell us very elaborately And I remember very distinctly because that is standard analysis for teachers when you are training college and you are doing Sigmund Freud or one of those psychological and sociological sessions. When she said very, for me, significantly, poignantly, when she said that the child is the father of the man, and the child is the father of the man. And when I was at training college, for example, I had difficulty in assessing that. But it simply means that you are a reproduction of the person who brought you into the world. And clearly, having regard to what she said and the circumstances that Dr. Rowley would have been through, and therefore his presence as a live individual, a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, one must make reference to those circumstances. And I want to tell Ms. Vanilla Toppin that you have been vindicated. What you said in the Parliament was really a salvo, a caution, a warning, a harbinger as to what is to come if you would put Dr. Rowley as head of government at the highest executive office in the country, and indeed the head of the PNM, first and foremost. And I think what is manifesting itself now, nobody else in Trinidad and Tobago that has held the position of Prime Minister, and I dare say into the future, will be as hated, could ever be hated as the population has of this man called Keith Christopher Rowley, simply because he is that kind of personality. Everything he touches, he is very aggressive. He's very obnoxious. He is misogynic. He uses language that is so acidic that it is very, very difficult not to conclude that he is not material that anybody would want as Prime Minister. And given the awesome responsibility of a Prime Minister being an exemplar and a person who must guide the social, economic, and material as well as moral and ethical and value conscience of the people. He has all that, and he has failed miserably as we have seen in the office and unfolding as we speak. And therefore, I want to commend Vanilla Topping at this point in time. That is why I said I wanted to say something that might have been responsible for Dr. Rowley's conduct, his personality, and his character. And I don't know if you're back. If you're back, of course, just give me the indication. As you know, we cannot take calls unless, of course, there are two persons involved here on the side of the studio, and where I am away from the studio, so that cannot be entertained at this point in time. But of course, he told me that he's going on an errand, and he should be back by the time shortly after the advertisements would have been completed, but that is not the case. So therefore, I am charged with that responsibility of treating with and getting the opportunity to advance a reason why Dr. Rowley is that toxic and is that unfit for the office of Prime Minister. And indeed, the party itself, the PNM, I think, has done itself an injustice, shut itself in the feet, so to speak. And while, of course, violence and criminality is something uppermost in the minds of the people, I don't think is a bad pun to say that they have shot themselves in the feet, and why Dr. Rowley would distribute resources among them and those who he favors and prefers. Some could do no wrong. And the latest salvo, I think Ms. Santa Cruz mentioned it. Yes, Ms. Santa Cruz, I did do my research as we were speaking, as the program was progressing. And I want to tell you, yes, Darrell Smith has been appointed as a commercial officer based in the United States and Canada responsible for getting investments. I don't know. I mean, it is simply ludicrous. Getting investment for Trinidad and Tobago as part of a number of other persons that was appointed such offices, courtesy the Ministry of Trade. Yes. So you're quite right. I was in doubt. My first impression was, why would Rowley choose Daryl Smith to be in the public domain once again, having regard to how he disappeared? But again, demonstrating Dr. Rowley's character in terms of his reckless behavior, in terms of his rambunctious behavior, and in terms of his eclectic or selective moral and ethical standards. Because one would see, for example, now that the police are investigating and getting warrants to investigate audio clip that was making the rounds in social media, and to hear how elaborated the investigation has gone. And then, of course, you have the whole question of Camille Robinson wages and that monies that was transferred from one bank to the next, but the same amount to remain in the bank from which it was transferred. Some kind of manna from heaven, it looked like. But I shouldn't say from heaven, I should say from hell. That situation is, of course, we have the fake oil matter as well involving Dr. Rowley himself. We have, of course, the Cabo Star and the Ocean Flower, how that came about. We have, of course, very silent and has gone off the radar, but the ground report has been monitoring, and that is, of course, the Galleon Passage. Where is that boat? Where is it? And where is the port that was supposed to be constructed at Toko to accommodate that particular boat? Some $17 million US, and itself mired in controversy as to whether or not there was a middleman, as the government-appointed ministerial team was supposed, in an emergency environment, to find a boat for Tobago. And Dr. Rowley himself, with his contradicting assessment or explanation in Tobago, he said, of course, the process was that the port will find the boat, then the minister, through the permanent secretary, will present a cabinet note to cabinet, and of course a decision will be made then and there. And then at a subsequent JSC session, a Joint Select Committee session, Dr. Rowley boasting that he's the only prime minister that has subjected himself, suggesting that he had some choice. I mean, not demonstrating that he is a Democrat, and therefore it was only right for him to go there and make his contribution and show some light on the matter, but showing that he had a choice, but decided that he would go, and making, of course, a heavy weather of it by his very presence there. But I think what he had to say, contradictory to what he told Tobagonians, and I suppose that would have been one of the cogs that, of course, generated the level of animosity and the hatred and the horrendous display subsequently of the PNM in the THA elections, as we know today, 14-1. But he said at that JSC session that, listen, he as prime minister, when they got and found a boat, he as prime minister gave the authorization to the relevant departments, including, of course, the minister, to acquire those boats. That's what he said at the JSC meeting. And more importantly, and more significantly, is that go ahead and engage the contract, go ahead and engage the owners of these vessels, and then he will seek ratification of the cabinet subsequently. So the reverse in terms of cabinet procedure was adopted on that occasion, yet still in Tobago, he told the people of Tobago a different process, the right process, but at the JSC he said something different, and that has been stereotypical of Dr. Rowley when he explains things, having been caught with his hands in the cookie jar, so to speak, or with his pants down, to use another cliche. Because here it is with respect to the Police Service Commission and that short list. What we saw was 3 or 4 different stories. He started by saying that any member of the public can engage the president or the Police Service Commission. And when the opposition began to take action towards the possible impeachment of the president, he ultimately confirmed that it was him. Clearly, the president by that time would have been saying, because she too was silent on the matter, but by that time they would have had conversation. And if I was the president, I would be telling Rowley, listen, what you put me in, and therefore you are the one to clear this up. So he comes now and he says that it was he who made the intervention, intercepting, of course, Bliss C. Prasad, and the rest is history. We know that the rest of the Police Service Commission resigned under the weight of that bizarre imbroglio initiated by Dr. Rowley in his attempt, ultimately, as we now know, to try to get rid of Gary Griffith, because he clearly would have been concerned that Gary Griffith was not towing the line that he, Rowley, anticipated he would have done. And there are 2 very, very significant pieces of information and evidence to demonstrate that. The first of which, of course, is that Gary Griffith himself telling us, and only this week he told us, that $45 million was provided to him specifically to run down, to molest, to harass members of the opposition, the UNC, and possibly from what we have seen as far as the Vincent Nelson matter is concerned, concoct evidence if necessary, so that the PNM will look good in those circumstances. So what is number 2? That is number 1. Number 2. Number 2, of course, is when Dr. Rowley himself took over the role of Commissioner of Police, usurping the sitting commissioner whilst he was abroad, taking a holiday, as the case may be. So those are some of the evidence, pellucid, palpable, tactile, obvious in our faces, that demonstrates that Dr. Rowley is unfit for office. He is not a Democrat, and believe that he can use the loopholes in the system to, of course, generate his dictatorial and autocratic tendency and dominate the politics in this country. That and a pink donkey he will not see. And yes, you are back.
Nice. And they get it from Vanilla Toppin, which is say we must hail to all the rest of things that Lennox Smith mentioned. Oh boy, the lines are open.
Should be given an award now.
Yes. Oh boy. It
was like, and we put men on Dakar.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
A pleasant good morning to you, caller. We're calling from. What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Good morning.
I call already, but I just want to warn these people who don't want to listen or understand. You cannot say stupidness on the radio station, because plenty of you all would not be educated with the nonsense that is PNM doing. Our station is going to be shut down. So, gosh, if all they have nothing proper to say, don't come and talk them kind of stupidness. Well, that and them coming to tell me, way, hey, all the stations have to shut down. I don't want to listen to no PNM station that packing me head with stupid lies. So, behave all yourself.
Very good admonition to the callers. Thank you very much for that intervention.
Nice. Let's go to the lines because some voice notes to play. We'll listen to the voice notes. And oh yes, after morning caller.
The voice notes, while we're not sanitizing it, must also conform to TAT's regulations.
Yes, voice notes. All conform to voice notes.
So we are not editing them beforehand. So we are playing it off the cuff. So please be responsible.
Oh boy.
Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I'm calling about this Daryl Smith thing. Now, which one is more worse? Rashmi with her problem or Daryl Smith? Lennox, could you tell me the difference there, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I didn't get the first part.
The Daryl Smith issue, but between the two now, Rashmi and Daryl Smith, which one worse? And he wanted an answer for that, but you go and say in a bit. Go ahead, caller.
Daryl Smith has to be because
Andy, good morning. Yeah.
Go ahead. We have to take the floor. Go ahead. We are with us.
Yeah, okay. Yes. All right. Good morning again, Andy. I would very much like if you will allow me to address what Malcolm X told me, right? I want to let him know I'm leaving in a little bit. My son is coming for me to go to the station because I took that threat very seriously, right? And furthermore, he might be here on a fake profile, but we will find him. And I want to let him know I don't travel by myself. So if he feel that I'm out there by myself and he could do me what he want, think again. You all have a tagline to correct the lies, half-truths, and innuendos that are being spewed on this radio station. As a member of the Ground Report, I think it is my job. I don't care who vex and call me a big mouth bully, but I think it is my job to correct lies, half-truths, and innuendos. You said that they were not doing anything in Orapoon, that the UNC said there's a PNM road and they're not fixing it. I corrected it and the other caller. So if you feel, Mr. Man, by threatening me, you are going to get away with that, think again. You will know better. You will learn to take constructive criticism and not threaten people. And Andy, I take it very seriously. I'll be leaving in a little while to go and make that police report. Thanks a lot and have a good one.
Trinidad!
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, let's go into some voice notes. Oh boy.
And I mean, we must be cautious because for the avoidance of tit for tat, as far as the caller that gave rise to that last caller's statement, frankly, I didn't see the need for it to rise to the level at which this caller is taking it. But I mean, that's an individual and they can make the decision. They are big people and free people. But certainly what we do not want is a continuation of the tit for tat, using this medium to facilitate. We will not facilitate that, right?
Hello, a pleasant good morning to you. No tit for tat.
Yes, a very good morning. Don't tell me nothing. I talking here. You just pick up for Santa Cruz. I talking. It's peace I call here to make. Hello?
Yes. Will you make a peace? Go ahead. Hello? Yes, we hearing you. Go ahead. You make a peace.
I thought you wasn't hearing me.
Oh.
I want to tell my Santa Cruz something. Forget that police station thing.
I feel you threatening Malcolm X and telling him you're going in police station. I know you ain't going there. Let me tell you something. It's a long time you just be attacking people. All kind of important people you're attacking. You hear? You used to attack me. You put a big full stop in your mouth by calling my name on this program. Don't feel I don't hear you on Lennox Smith program. I and Lennox come enemy now because of you. I want people to know that. But he does still tell me good morning and have a good day and all of that. He have manners. But that woman caused problem with Lennox and I. I just listen to Lennox program. I just don't call. It's not all talk show. I just calling in. Right? Sometimes I play him after because he have a constructive program in the night. So if I miss it during the night, I just catch him in the day. I don't feel I don't hear you. But what I want to tell you is not everybody could take you on. You do Malcolm X that once and you see the result of it. You've been doing me things for talking on me for years and other people till they give up. You hear what it is I'm telling you? And I could bear. It's not everybody could bear you, Miss Lady. You want to put the man in trouble. So if he could take and bear for some days before he come out to tell you something, you must understand. You don't hold. You just fly out right away and attack people on this program. And people just bear with you. So you bear with him for me, please, because I going to handle you and I don't have to touch you. You hear what it is I'm telling you? I'm going to handle you without touching you. And you, Mr. Andy and Lennox, all you get this woman too much of privilege on this program. It's time to stop that. I tell all you, one day, this woman will put people in trouble. Right.
That the piece you called to make? Nice.
I wonder what will be belligerence or war.
Nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, we burped. In all households will have heads clashing. At the end of the day, it's about keeping our focus to the taxing, lying, thieving, nasty, stinking, dirty, political piper, spranger, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley and this dirty PNM government. It is what it is. They love what they're hearing here. While we driving, our cars are mashing up. Roads bad. We getting flooded out. Food prices high. And we have a monster of a prime minister called Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, really making the rich get richer. It was never to help the poor. It was to take everything from us. The issue right now is that we have an elections August the 14th. On the 15th, it must be that all of you who log a hearing, log a heads, and in every family it will have this. But all of us must be responsible enough to know where we can have it, how we can have it. Because we are not like the Rowley government. We are not like the Aisha Wells and them program. We are not like the Julia Davies and them program. We are not like the fat boy, pastor, earthquake, big fat stupid fella like that. Google or some stupidness, so. We are not like that at all. And we must never come across like that. We are always the constructive people, law-abiding citizens, citizens that want a better Trinidad and Tobago. That's what we are. We better than that what is being dished out to us by this demon of a prime minister. Our focus supposed to and will continue to be on the pain and the suffering and what all of us going through. Where is our hope under this government? I was a PNM. What we hope? Look, we children finishing school. How much of them have jobs? How much of them go to the university? How much more bad roads you had to hit and while at the face the license officers? How much more badness in that hospital there? People have surgeries dying before the date. Imagine that, and we paying our FT hell bill of all kind of $6-7 billion. It has hurt me in my heart when I see us fighting among each other. When the people again all are with the pain and the problems right before our very eyes. Things are hard. Now we move from that. I supposed to charge Ryan Rampersad. We just want to organize Ryan Rampersad now. The councillor, I want to talk to him there.
You got him? You got him?
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, but
you go ahead, Lennox Smith.
Yeah, I was just making the point that you are so right, and all the individuals involved here who have made their comments are intellectually and cognitively endowed with the capacity to put aside their differences for the greater good. Miss Santa Cruz, well researched. Of course, our good friend from Arima. We deem her to be the Spanish reporter for the program, and of course Malcolm X, because of his practical and former experience with the UNC and in politics in general, and member of the Laventille, let's say, community, just as I am. I think those contributions are so significant that it should be paid, and there should be no difficulty in putting personal differences aside in order to deal with the greater good. And what is that greater good? As you rightly said, Andy, we have an election to address, and we have a government that is out of control, that is toxic. Its toxicity knows no boundary, and to engage in ocious or frivolous and or unnecessary tit for tats does not bring value to the discussion, and to encourage others beyond us, Ground Report and these individuals who are influencers in conjunction with ourselves, we being the platform to facilitate that. I think we'll be doing an injustice to ourselves. So please, people, let us not descend into that guile, so to speak, but to
let us not descend to Rowley and the PNM behavior towards us at this point in time. That is the abuse all that we getting, that we pushing back out. The abuse of the PNM is who are we like this. Anyhow, Ryan Rampersad, a pleasant good morning.
Is there?
Yes. We got a little complaint about one of the Burgesses at them.
I believe, yes, one of the Burgesses saying that you have been negligent, you have been neglecting him. He is attempting to upgrade his home. He's almost outside, exposed to the elements. He did something through self-help, and he had asked you, of course, to do something to assist either access or to reinforce his very humble abode. That is the impression I got, and he said that he was very disappointed in the response that he would have gotten. Could you?
Hi, morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Yes.
Morning to Andy, morning Lennox, morning to all your listeners, and a special good morning to Mr. Haridi Ragunanan, my dear Burgess from Brazil Loom Trace in Brazil Village. I went back on your Facebook Live and I listened the entire contribution because I missed it when he would have called in live. And okay. I am speaking on behalf of both myself and Councillor Balmati Gosain this morning. We both share the Brazil Village as councillors, our electoral district's boundary in that area there. And Mr. Ragunanan definitely has every reason to be sad, to be angry. I understand his feelings. I sympathize with him. What I can tell you is that he's a victim of the PNM again, one out of hundreds of thousands. Mr. Ragunanan has been reaching out to us. Most of what he has said is quite correct. He has been reaching out to us for a while because of his situation with his house. He cannot get material to his house because of the dilapidated road. When we assess the situation, it requires the use of one of our pieces of equipment at the regional corporation, our motor grader. We gave Mr. Ragunanan the commitment, both myself and Councillor Gosain, that we will definitely help him. Unfortunately, our motor grader broke down prior to us coming out of office. As you know, we are not in office right now due to the impending, the upcoming elections.
Yes.
And as recently as last week, whilst we are out of office, we continue to do the work of the councillor free of charge. We will work because the residents have no other option but to call who they know to be a UNC councillor. And I don't want to sound cocky, but if you live in an area with a UNC councillor, count yourself fortunate. Count yourself fortunate they don't have a PNM councillor, right? Because we utilize the resources that we have, whatever we have, no matter how small it is. We make it redound to the broader benefit of our purchases. And whilst that we have roadways that are very much private in nature, but it serves the public, we would move resolutions in the council that grant approval for our equipment that go in these private areas and ease the burdens of the people. So we granted approval for the use of our equipment to help Mr. Ragunanan. However, the equipment broke down. And you remember I spoke to you guys about 2 months ago, a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Yes, you did.
And the situation has not changed from then till now. Now, I know, no, we are into the rainy season. I need to make this point also. We are into the rainy season, and it is difficult if even the equipment gets up and running within the next couple of weeks, which my CEO gave the commitment that it should be repaired within the next couple of weeks. If even it is repaired, it is difficult for that equipment to get in there because of the rainy season. We were really trying to get this work done in the dry season. That is the best time to get in to Mr. Ragunanan's road. So we are still following up. We remain committed, myself and Councillor Balmati Gosain, to helping Mr. Ragunanan because he is in a bad state. I want to go further. Our regional corporation, have you heard of regional corporations building houses for people? Regional corporations doesn't do that. But we have a committee, the Social and Community Welfare Committee, where we reach out to people in bad situations and we help them build houses. We have built a number of houses over the past couple of years where NGOs supply the material and we have construction teams. We have masons, carpenters, engineers employed in corporation. So we can take a day or two off our schedule and go in and give some labor. We are committed to helping Mr. Ragunanan with that also because we know his pockets are not deep. We know it is suffering for a lot of people across the country. So we are willing to take the labor cost off of him. But we need to fix the road first to get the material in. Now, I would have lamented to you guys, we didn't have any backhoes working the last time I spoke to you. From then till now, we have gotten funding. We got one repaired and we got releases to purchase a new backhoe. So for the 14 councillors, and guys, when we go into this election in Cooper Tabakit, we're going to have 15 councillors now. There's a new electoral district that was where the boundaries were gerrymandered by the EBC, but we're going to win that one, Cooper West or Estonia. So we're going to have 15 councillors battling for just 2 backhoes. We will get our backhoe to help Mr. Ragunanan in the absence of the road being fixed. We will send the backhoe because, as you know, a backhoe is a powerful piece of equipment, 4-wheel drive and so on, to get whatever material he has into his yard and to reach by the household. And we can get our labor and so on. We are treating Mr. Ragunanan's case as a special one. Whilst he wasn't very pleasant to us on the walk yesterday, and we understand why. We know, we sympathize with the situation. We want him to know we remain committed to him. We actually chose that area to walk yesterday. Yesterday was my first day walking because that community is very special to me. All my communities are, but we started in the road where Mr. Ragunanan is. If we hide in for Mr. Ragunanan, you think we're going to walk by him, gentlemen? We're afraid to get caught when we go outside there, but I'm just saying, we touched down in the man area, and the man walked past me, he walked past Councillor Balmati, and he ain't talk to us.
He vex,
but we love him, and I'll tell you something, The gentleman has belly. The man is outside there with you all. I have even more respect for him because what he said is quite right. He's always there outside battling this incompetent government. He's outside there. I respect that. And we're going to pay more attention to him because of that, because he joins the battles outside there.
Yes, he do. He's a fighter.
But
you have a good purchase, a real good purchase there.
Yes,
he's a fighter.
Yes. And we always work in that area. Listen, the Brazil Secondary School is the only secondary school in my area. I send you some stuff on Facebook there. I could talk about Brazil Village whole day, take up your whole program. I wouldn't do that. But we are always there. Councillor Balmati, probably every month she will touch down and walk. She would walk all the time. So when they say they don't see us, I mean that's the normal talk you hear about politicians, but not us. We always there. We have a leader who tells us, serve the people, serve the people, serve the people. We don't take that lightly. We outside here. We got into this thing because of seriousness. Because in these communities like Talparo and Montenevo and Todd's Road, and you come through these areas, the MP we have to get, we had a meeting recently and somebody moved a resolution. We're going to get Hunters Search and Rescue to find Foster Cummins. We're not seeing him.
Wow.
We're not seeing him, man. Right? Wow. Listen, I told you all, I still lobbying and I'm fighting this battle and I want you all to help me join this battle. We got a bus, Jeremy Simongal got a bus from Shogunas to Talparo to run 2011. $4 you pay to reach Talparo Junction. In 2017, the road broke away. From then till now, the bus has stopped coming up in this area. The bus drivers call me on a quarterly basis. Councillor, the road fixed, we could come through. The busmen know the service they provide. Do you know how much you had to pay from Shogunas to Talparo? At least $100 to reach up there now. Poor people cannot afford that. So you know what they do, Andy? They drop off in Todd's Road, which is 3 miles away from Talparo Junction, and have to trek through this lonely road. A woman was raped twice, the same woman, over the last year. Right? That is what Foster Cummins and them cause in this area. Foster Cummins and Maxi Coffee. And Maxi Coffee is from Todd's Road. This is his own area. If you don't love your own area, who you going to love again?
Wow. Thanks so much, Councillor. It's exactly 1 minute past the hour of 9 o'clock. X, make sure send the message to my X if you reach X. Oh boy. I ain't seen in the next studio. But your closing comments, Councillor? Oh, you done gone. Lennox.
In a second. No. I am very, very impressed, Andy. And why I'm impressed is because of the reciprocity of congeniality, meaning that here it is one Burgess, and they are making all this fuss over. I make the comparison now. If a fellow like Hines was in that situation, for example, you will hear him saying, "Well, that is only one person, but I have hundreds of them to say about, and therefore that person cannot get all of my attention." And that is the comparison I'm making. But here it is, one Burgess. Radio. Oh, go ahead quickly.
Wait, right. Like he's here. I got the message. Oh boy, so Trinidad and Tobago. Coming up next, Sense and Sensibility, Rabatamar, Mr. X. Don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation. Yours truly, Lennox Smith. Until tomorrow morning, please God. I'll be heading Grandy today. Continue walking, meeting the people. We are out of here. After the disclaimer, X, you could go through after the disclaimer.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
Mr. X.
why we love U-Juice.
I love U-Juice because it's a miracle drink for me. It works miracles for me. Okay, so I had a lot of pain in my hands. I was unable to wring a cloth or hold anything properly in my hands because it was swollen. My feet, I couldn't walk properly. I couldn't wear a sneakers. All